There were a whole lot of people right after Ida who were reaching out and they wanted to know, how did you fare the storm, right? How did you make it through Ida? And they wanted to know how the building was, how was the roof? And the truth is we didn't suffer any kind of big catastrophic damage. We had some damage to the roof, but nothing big, a few leaks here and there. But the school is a lot more than just the building, right? The school is made up of those people who come to the building every day, those people who are here to learn, those people who are here to teach, and then really those people who are supporting what we do are part of our identity, right? So you have those who are supporting what we do through service. You have those who represent us in a bunch of different ways. You have those who support us financially, even beyond what we charge for tuition, because we know that there are some families who are part of who we are, who cannot afford that tuition otherwise, right? So our sense of who we are became very, very clear in the aftermath of Ida, when you started to see people do things like go out to areas that were hit a lot harder, because they knew that they had the competence to do it. They had a compassionate heart that they couldn't help themselves but want to go out there and be there because they were aware, they were conscious of the need in the rest of the state. And so you saw Jesuit High School, not just the area, the building, the address, but you saw what Jesuit is come alive in something like the aftermath of Ida. Everyone is thankful when a storm passes in a different direction, right? When a storm goes somewhere else and it doesn't hit us directly. But the truth is, thank God it didn't hit us directly. We have the opportunity to help others now more quickly. So just as soon as we had power at John Ryan, we were able to open the gates there. Utilities companies were able to come and use that as a sort of a staging area to do a lot of their repair work, which I thought was fantastic. As soon as we had electricity on campus here, we were able to open up the Gail and Tom Benson Arena for Loyola's women's basketball team, right? So a fellow Jesuit school here in town, we were able to work with each other to make that happen. When we were able to open our doors, most thankfully, on September the 13th, just as soon as we had electricity, air conditioning, a place for students to come. And I think it seemed to me that families were very grateful to be able to come back so quickly and learn in person.
We knew that there would be a need. We've been doing food for folks in hurricane situations for a few years. I'm Michael Levy, class of 1980, Jesuit High School. My son, William Levy, is presently a junior. So we started initially feeding folks under the bridges downtown New Orleans. As we were able to get power and everything back on, it was easy then to pivot to other locations that were hard hit, like Laplace, Dulac. Dulac was interesting because it was severely hit and people are really suffering. So now we went down planning to feed 700 and we ended up feeding 1,050. And we could tell that by our serving bowls. And I'm still not really sure how that happened. We allude to the Bible story occasionally just because it was just like the bowl never ended. We just kept serving. So it was a pretty wild occurrence.
I'm Kevin Murphy. I am a graduate of the class of 2000 here at Jesuit. This is my 9th year working at the school. I direct the community service program here, but I also teach world geography and Louisiana history, coach 8th grade basketball. I was definitely worried, I think as we all were, and evacuated, but obviously watched every little wobble of the eye of the storm as it was making landfall. But I knew when we came back that this would be a great opportunity for our students to really help the most impacted communities in Southeast Louisiana. And so within just a week or two of being back on campus, we were organizing cleanup events in places like Laplace and Lafitte. And within just a week or two of being back on campus, we had multiple groups out on the weekends doing content removal at homes, gutting homes, and all purely voluntary.
So as we were pulling into La Rose, we saw flooding, like severe flooding. Like the exit, the water was up to like the road, and I even saw an alligator in the water. I'm Nate Sanders. I'm a sophomore at Jesuit High School. And as we got closer to La Rose, we could see different houses being like ripped apart and shingles all over, and windows torn to pieces, and it just did not look good. I was just like, okay, well, it didn't hit us that bad, so where would they need help and who can I help? and my dad really helped out, and he let me go out with him and help out.
I think when a natural disaster like this occurs, like we can't just continue on with our usual program and pretend like everything's fine. And so we called an audible and we created events on the fly to give our students a chance to be a part of the recovery from this particular hurricane.
So because of support that we receive from the Parents Annual Giving Drive, Jesuit High School can come alive in a time like the aftermath of Hurricane Ida.
Supporting the PAG allows students to attend that wouldn't normally be able to attend. It makes Jesuit High School affordable, and to me that's the whole purpose.
All of the work that Jesuit High School does, all of the success, all of the athletic success and academic success, and really the sort of success that I'm most proud of, like in the wake of Hurricane Ida, all of that success comes from the support that we receive from the larger community. So Parents Annual Giving Drive especially, we rely on that help, very thankful for that help. I'm also very hopeful that that help will come through this year and that we can continue to do the things that we do, forming young men of faith and men for others.